Lilly Sabri, she's a gorgeous, well-known British fitness social media influencer. She has a huge following of over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube and Instagram, as well as other social media platforms. She's been featured in various fitness media outlets, including Women's Health, Shape, and Cosmopolitan, and she even was named one of the top fitness influencers to follow in 2021 by Forbes. She released her Lean with Lilly app in 2021, featuring her workout and nutrition plans. I tried her app for a month, and today I'm going to share my experience and results with you. When you first log into the Lean app, you'll see an invitation to join the Familia. When you click on Count Me In, it gives you pricing, and Lilly offers a yearly billing cycle of $111.99 per year, quarterly at $33.99 per quarter, or you can do $13.99 per month. So pretty reasonable in my opinion. Now, once I make my selection on pricing, it shows me a description of Lilly's Lean Transformation Method. Now, this is her signature program, and it's split into 2 4-week phases for a total of 8 weeks. It's a combination of sculpt, strength, and shred workouts. It says on the description that this is how Lilly has been training for over 10 years. Now, if you haven't seen this girl, she is beautiful. She has a gorgeous figure, so she must be doing something right. The program features 2 other trainers in addition to Lilly, which results in a very good variety of workouts in the program. Now, once you hit Start Guide, it asks you how many weeks you want to train, and then it takes you through a questionnaire. It asks you things like your name, your date of birth, your height, your activity level. And then from here, it'll customize a plan for you based on the information that you entered in. It's going to give you a daily workout schedule as well as a customized meal plan. Now, I personally didn't follow the meal plan, but I have to say the recipes look absolutely delicious. I just kind of have what works for me. If you've been following along on my fitness journey this year, I've already lost 10 pounds just kind of following my own plan. So I just wanted to stick with what's been working for me. Okay, the equipment. It's a lot. It's a long list, and I wish I would have had this list before I started the program. I do think it just would have made for the most effective program. Hopefully I can give this list to you now, and it'll set you up for success if you're getting ready to start the program. So here is everything that she uses. She does use dumbbells, and I would recommend a set of light weights and a set of heavier weights, adjustable resistance bands, hip resistance bands. You need a long resistance band, a Pilates ball, a chair, ankle weights, sliders, and a skipping rope. Now, as far as the structure of each day, the workouts are around 45 minutes to an hour per day, give or take, and they're broken into 5 parts. So the first part is going to be your warm-up. The second part is an activation workout, and it's only around 5 minutes or so, give or take. The activation workout, it really brought me back to my gym days, in particular my glute days, where I used to do activation workouts before my main workout. And really the whole purpose of this is to ensure that you're firing the correct muscle group. So when I did glute days, you know, I always had a hard time. I would end up firing my quads instead of my glutes. So the activation workout would help so that you kind of get that mind muscle connection on targeting that area that you're trying to target. So I believe that's why she does this in each of her workouts. The third part is the main workout. The fourth part is a finisher workout. And I believe the purpose of this is just to make sure you completely burn out the muscle groups that you're targeting for that day. And then the fifth part is going to be just your cool down. So here's the schedule for week 1. You can see that it has quite a bit of variety in it. So here are my first impressions. So firstly, her dog is so cute, and I think it's maybe some kind of a doodle. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I also have a doodle. I have a mini golden doodle. So yeah, this girl speaks my language. Now I have to admit, I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more Pilates in this program, and it's completely my fault. for not doing my research ahead of time. I found Lilly on YouTube through her Pilates workouts, and she has like a ton of Pilates workouts on her YouTube channel. So I incorrectly made an assumption that her app was going to be mostly Pilates focused. But having said that, you know, Pilates aside, I do feel like week 1 was a very well-balanced workout. The workouts, they provided something different every single day, which it did keep things interesting and it kept me guessing on what the next workout was going to be. If you watch my last DEXA scan video where I've been tracking my personal fitness results, one thing I talk about is that I did lose some lean mass, you know, just doing Pilates every day and not doing much resistance training. So you know, one of my goals moving forward is to incorporate more resistance training into my workouts. So week 1 of the Lean app, it's pretty heavy on resistance training. And by heavy, I don't mean like heavy weights. I just mean that resistance training is consistently included in the workouts. So I do feel that her workouts were very relevant to my current goals. Here's the schedule for week 2. Okay, so this week had 3 days of Pilates workouts, so I was very happy about that. Lilly's Pilates workouts are, I would say, intermediate to advanced levels if I'm comparing it to other Pilates workouts that I've reviewed in the past, and you can find other reviews that I've done in the description below. I really like Lilly's Pilates workouts. I just wish the program included more of them. Her workouts for her Pilates, they're not traditional or classical Pilates workouts. So, you know, I would say they're more Pilates fusion. The exercises have a lot more reps than traditional Pilates, and she really just goes for the burn, and she goes for completely exhausting the body part that you're working out on each particular exercise. If you are a beginner with Pilates, you may have a hard time keeping good form. Pilates is all about form and execution of the technique. I could see where it could be an issue for a beginner, but I will say she does give really good cues and instructions, and she offers a lot of modifications. So just make sure you pay close attention to those, and I think you should be okay. Here is the schedule for week 3. There was quite a bit of variety in week 3 workouts. You know, honestly, I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous week. There were some workouts that I loved and others that I didn't really care for, but overall, I would say it was a fun week. Now, before we get into week 4, I just kind of want to walk through all of the other features in her app. Okay, so I'm going to record my screen and walk you through the features of some of the app. This first tab is the plan tab. For some reason, my workout doesn't want to load, but this will have your workout plan as well as your meal plan if you want to follow her meal plan. You can see she has a lot of really delicious looking recipes here. Next tab is the content tab. This is where she has a lot of weekly guides here at the top. She has full-length programs, kind of like the one I'm doing now with the Lean Transformation Method. There's some other ones here as well. Then she has her new content tab, studios and classes. So this is kind of where it's broken up into the type of workouts that you're wanting. So she has her finishers there, her cool downs, her warm-ups, activations, sculpt and strength. Then she has challenges here if you're wanting just like to do some sort of 7-day, 9-day challenge. And then she has her physio tab, and I really like this tab. I actually followed one of them. It was, let's see, I forget which one I watched, but they're sort of like educational videos. Next is her nutrition tab, and it looks like it answers some questions that probably a lot of people ask her. Then there's tutorials here on how to use her equipment. And then next is a learn exercises section. So this is a tutorial on some of the common exercises that she uses. So pretty cool. And then there's a favorites section down at the bottom if you want to add your own favorites. Then there's the recipes tab. So you can go in here and get some recipes, and she has them sectioned off. So she has standard vegetarian, pescatarian, and vegan options here. Then she has her new recipes up top, a breakfast carousel, main dishes, and snacks. Some of these snacks look really good, like these nice cream mini magnums. They honestly look better than what you get from the grocery store. And then you can add a custom meal here at the bottom if you have your own meal you want to add. And then next is this habits section. So I didn't really use this, but it's kind of cool. You can start a new habit and like kind of set goals in here. And it looks like you can color coordinate them as well. And then there's a journal section in here as well. So if you want to write a journal entry, I prefer to like physically journal instead of doing it electronically, but pretty cool that she has that feature. And then next she has her store. Let's see if this loads. There we go. Okay, so she has all of her products and it looks like a lot of them are popular, like her superfoods and daily greens. They seem to sell out pretty quickly from what I've seen, but looks like she has her shaker bottles there. A lot of her equipment that she uses you can get in this section. So there's the adjustable band, the long band, and then she has her own protein bars, protein pancakes, protein oats. So just a lot of stuff. She has protein shakes, straws, yoga mats. Very entrepreneurial of her. And that's it. The type of content on the app, it's very impressive. You can tell she's really put a lot of work into providing value to her fitness community. Here is the schedule for week 4. Again, a lot of variety. I'm sure by now you understand kind of the structure and style of her workout, so I'm not going to dive any deeper into this week. So here are my final thoughts of this program. So firstly, I think Lilly and the instructors, they're all fun, they're all very bubbly, they're all very beautiful, they have gorgeous bodies as well as beautiful personalities. Now the lean transformation method itself, I feel, is a very well-rounded fitness program. Each day brings a different type of exercise, a different type of workout, which really kept things fresh. It included everything from Pilates, strength training, HIIT training, boxing, dance, jump roping. There was even like a cheer and dance day, which was really fun, and it just kind of brought me back to my high school days. And I do feel that the program is good for all fitness levels. I do think if you're a beginner, you need to pay a lot of attention to the modifications that she provides. Now, she does a good job of showing advanced, intermediate, and beginner modifications for most of the exercises. I think this program is good for anyone that's looking for, or anyone that enjoys, a lot of variety in their workouts. The app is customized to your needs based on your questionnaire. So if you need customization and that's something you're looking for, I think this app may be a good fit for you. I think her resistance training and HIIT training in this program, it's very textbook. And by textbook, I mean a lot of your typical squats, lunges, bicep curls, tricep extensions. It's a lot of the same exercises that one might do if they're going to work out in the gym. The only difference is the program uses lighter weights and more reps. And by textbook, I don't mean this in a bad way at all. There's a reason why they're called textbook exercises. It's because they're very effective, and it shows. If you look at Lilly, she has a gorgeous body as a result of these types of exercises. Now, personally, lighter weight and high rep resistance workouts, like my least favorite type of workouts to do, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I will say, with Lilly and the other 2 instructors in their program being very fun and having really great personalities, I do feel like they made it as fun as humanly possible on what otherwise would be very boring types of exercises. And sometimes it's the exercises that you hate the most that yield the best results, unfortunately. Now, the Pilates workouts, they are the workouts that I enjoyed the most. No surprise there. Now, they aren't your traditional Pilates workouts, like I mentioned. So if you're looking for a classical style of Pilates, this is not going to be it. Her style of Pilates, again, it just uses a lot of resistance. It focuses on burning out each body part you're targeting for each exercise. She does incorporate a lot of her physio background into the Pilates workouts as well as into all of her workouts. Now, using this much equipment, it can be difficult for those on a tight budget. Now, I was able to get by with what I already had, but I had quite a bit. I had a Pilates ball at home. I already had dumbbells at home. I had a mini band. I had a physical therapy band. And I had sliders already. So even with all of that I had, I did have to improvise and modify some of the moves. However, I do think you can get by without equipment if you're able to incorporate some modifications and get a little creative. Okay, so my initial plan was to continue into phase 2, but personally, I just really wanted more Pilates. And I've just gotten into a routine of doing Pilates every day. Really, this program just made me miss that. There were days I just didn't want to do the workouts in this app, and it has nothing to do with Lilly. It has nothing to do with the trainers themselves. Again, I think they were fun. I think they're fantastic. I think maybe, it was too broad of workouts. There are too many different styles, and some of the styles I didn't like. So I'm just currently trying to find a good balance of what I enjoy doing every day, which is Pilates, but also getting enough resistance training to where I'm not losing muscle mass. So I'm glad I tried the Lean app because it did give me a lot of variety and it helped me to incorporate more resistance training. It's kind of helped me discover what I like and confirm what I don't like. At the end of the day, it was just way too light on the Pilates side for my personal taste. So let's get into my results. I actually gained weight, but here are my measurements before, and these are my measurements now. So even though I gained weight, my measurements went downward. I have a couple of theories on this. One theory is that maybe because this program does incorporate more resistance training than I've been doing for the last 4 months, it's a possibility that maybe I gained muscle and lost some fat. And sometimes when that happens, you will actually temporarily gain weight, but overall, you're still gaining muscle and losing fat. So that's a good thing. If you've been following me through my fitness journey this year, you know that I lost around 10 pounds eating in a calorie deficit every day. And I'm just going to be honest, this last month, I've had more than the normal dinner outings with friends, eaten a lot more than I have in the prior few months. So my calorie deficit just really hasn't been on point this month. At the end of the day, the number on the scale, it doesn't matter to me too much. I'm just very happy when I look at my measurements. They reflect positive results. I do feel a little stronger than I did when I first started the program. I feel like I can see more muscle definition in my body. So overall, I am very happy with my progress from this program. I hope this review was helpful to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, everyone.